Maybe that's why the one times be trifling. Trying to give a young nigga 35 to life when I ain't even done nothing wrong, officer. I have no info to offer ya.
The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, his son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence and honors the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days. This lesson here is going to be a very, very, very serious lesson. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to flow with the Spirit. I'm going to do quite a lot of bit of talking, but make sure some scriptures still come out. Brothers and sisters, I'm seeing all across the world, brothers and sisters, they're dealing with different type of things, right? Yet the topic of so-called gang stalking, right? So if you want to call it that, right? The reason why it was called gang stalking, because it's a gang and group and society of people that come up against another individual. That's why they call it the term gang stalking, right? That's why they call it that, right? Me, I've always said, I believe it as spiritual persecution. That's what I call it. For your belief system. If you have a strong belief system, I believe that's what it is. We're going to flow with the Spirit, and yes, you may want to know, well, who's behind it? Who's behind it? Who's doing it? Well, who has enough power, right, to be able to orchestrate certain things, certain people? Your government. And not just that, we're going to get into it. Private corporations. I'm going to say that again. Private corporations. And yes, there's AI involved as well. What should we start off on? We're going to start off on Psalms first. I hope this is edifying. This is Psalm 64. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So this was a prayer of King David, very powerful. Right? And it says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So there's an insurrection, there's an uprising, right? And it mentions the workers of iniquity that are working this sin, right? And it says insurrection. Insurrection means uprising, right? Of the workers of iniquity. So there's workers of iniquity, keeping workers and iniquity. And guess what ties in with that as well, right? Is people they use. Now, the workers of iniquity, yeah, it begins with the elitists, right? And we know they're not millionaires, they're trillionaires. Now, who has enough money to orchestrate all those things? That costs money, that costs revenue. Easy, right? Someone that knows a lot of people, someone that has connections to law enforcement. Because when you see the tactics, yeah, law enforcement are involved as well, highly involved, right? And I want to tell you about the tactics and certain things that are done as well, all right? And it says, Baba Kishar, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrow. So when they wet their tongue like a sword, that's in terms of legislation that is pushed out, right? That's what them bending their tongue is doing. Right? And it says, who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. Even bitter words, so that's legislation. And it talks about bitter words, which is lies, deception. Remember, this program is all based on a false narrative of you. You brothers that are so-called on the program or whatever you want to call it, is based on a false narrative. It's based off slander. It's based off, yeah, there's occultism as well in it. These people, they hire occultists as well, right? So there's all types of wickedness going on, okay? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. They shoot in secret at the perfect. So how are they shooting? Through deception, right? And suddenly do they shoot at him and they fear not. So this is the secretly. Bro. It's based on setups. Everything is based on setups. In other words, let me tell you what's going on. You brothers that are on, that know about this thing, it's based on setting you up. Because they can't beat you, and they know they can't beat you. So they have to use all these people to follow you and do all these other tactics because they know they can't beat you. So the bad thing about it is, they're so desperate, they can't beat you. They want you to join. We're going to get into that. right? Bro, is someone that has a lot of money, yeah, and power, right? Okay, let's go. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, right? They commune of laying snares privily. So there's a lot of snares, there's a lot of traps that come with this as well, right? There's traps, okay? There's a lot of snares. That's why we have to be wise. When we're operating, we have to be wise and use wisdom when we're operating, okay? By all means, okay? And it says, check this out. And it says, they say, who shall see them? That's how the elites are thinking. Who's going to see us? But the Lord sees. He sees everything. Bro, there's money that goes into this. A lot of money. A lot. Right? And yeah, we have to bring out these scriptures on gang stalking because I want to share everything I've seen. I want to share with you. And you see how wicked this society is. Okay? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. They search out iniquity, so they can also do background searches. They know certain people. They can do this. Okay? They search out iniquities. Sin. They got records of your father's father in depth. And guess what? Another thing they search out. They search out, what's the word? They search out if there's any idols attached to your family. They can even, that's how deep the search goes. These people have the technology, they have the whereabouts to do these things. Okay. Evening, madam. Afternoon. How you doing? Afternoon. What am I talking about? Evening, afternoon, man. So, and it says, Baba Kishar, and they search out iniquity. So they have the means to do that, to search out these iniquities, right? And they try. There's a lot of framing that's involved as well. So now we went to that side of it, and I want to bring out an article as well. A lot of information on this. You have not done anything wrong. The only thing that you've done that they think is wrong, you haven't switched over to the side of darkness, right? Okay. So now we went to that. You may be asking, you brothers and sisters, how are they able to calculate things ever so neatly? How are they able to do that? How are they able to, say if you come out of your house or a flat, how are they able to be there at that time? Because they have different people on the route. Right? Remember, they're taking shifts. So there's shifts in this gang stalking thing. They change shifts. That's how that's done. And yeah, there's witchcraft involved and black magic as well. Right? And mixed with technology. That's how they're able to get your whereabouts. So when you come into a town, guess what? There's an app, right? And sometimes it's not an app because they don't necessarily need the app, but there's an app that lets them know you're in the area. Or they get notifications. This individual, he's right here and so forth, right? So they get notifications as well, right? They get notified. Okay, they get notified that you're in that town. So example, they have your face, right? Yeah, they have an image of you, which no one gave them permission to do that, right? And they're sending this and say, please, would you keep an eye on this individual? He's a nuisance or whatever. He's a nuisance. So we don't know what they've actually got. We don't know what they've actually said, but they have you, they have your face, right? And they could spread this thing around, and it spread. Every town you go, it spreads to that town. So, yes, it's very dangerous because what your government have done and private companies, they're trying to get people to turn against you. That's what they're trying to do. This is what it's very sinister. It's very sinister. They're trying to get people to turn against you. Society, your community, that's what they're trying to do. Because they don't have nothing on you, they're trying to get somebody else to do their dirty work. So you got people, this is where gang stalking comes in. This is where you got people being hired to do dirty work, and that's why it's private companies, because if it's done under a private company, therefore you can't trace it. So say if anything happens to you, right? Say if anything happens to you, which it does happen, there's people die on this, people die, right? So say if anything happens to you, it can't be traced to the person that set this up. That's why there's private firms involved. Example, I'll give you an example. I went and I came out of town today and I went to another location, and there was a cafe where I was teaching, and these construction workers, right, came out of their van, went into the cafe, and I could see they were orchestrating certain things around me. So how do they, I don't even know these people, so how would they know my whereabouts? Because that's technology. Nothing's wrong with technology, but when it's in the hands of wicked people, it's a problem. It's a problem, right? Part of the matrix is technology as well. So if you have these phones, and that's still a part of the matrix. And that's why a lot of lessons I'm doing, I either switch phone or just put the phone away. All right? This is what's going on. And you got these idiots, you got people that are none the wise. Remember, they're still a part of the world. So if you have law enforcement or anyone saying something, who are they going to believe? They're more likely going to believe the law enforcement than they're going to believe you. They're going to believe someone that has a badge or a fake badge, right? That's who they're going to believe, because they're so-called more credible, because they're so-called, but they're the most corrupt individuals. And no, I don't have nothing against police, because you need that, because people need to be policed. But if you're going to police people in the right way, right? Police people in the right way, right? Okay. And the police, yeah, they orchestrate it on a ground level. It's called the pyramid scheme. I'm telling you, I'm letting you know what's happening, right? And it's not, it's society. It's not everyone, but it's a lot of people, because it's a world system. And the whole objective is to shut you out of society, make you look a certain way, make you look mad, make you look crazy. That's what it's designed to do. That's why I always say, please don't isolate yourself too much, because the more they can isolate you, the more these things will work on you. So try to get out and talk with people. So when others can see, well, he's in his right mind, he's teaching the word, he's conversating with people. Make sure you're doing that. Remember, they want you alone. And yeah, it's very predatorial, because guess what? They also have, predators involved in this program. Oh yeah. But I want to stay with one thing at a time. We're going to go into the technology part of it as well. But this is persecution, right? Hold on just a minute. Tabakasha. Okay. So we're going to go to Timothy's. Let me follow it all the way down from there. Okay. Let's go to Timothy's. Let's go. Right then. This is Timothy's. Where should we start? Right, and I brought this scripture out a lot of times. This is Timothy's 3 and 11. Persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch, Iconium, and Lystra, which persecutions I endured. So please don't get all scared about it and all that. Yeah, the program is very sinister. But listen, people die on this program every single day. All right? It's bad. It's society harassment. It's society harassing you. That's what it is. But I don't feed into it. So if you don't feed into it, it doesn't have no power over you if you don't feed into it. If you feed into it, then this thing has power over you. Just don't feed into it. And it says, Baba Kishar, but out of them the Lord delivered me from them all. So the Lord delivered him from them all. All of them things, he was delivered. So always keep that in mind. The Lord will always deliver you from these scenarios. Always. Alright? So now we went into that. What else can we go to? I want to go to Thessalonians. Come on. you're asking, who is it? Who's behind it? It's your NSA, it's your CIA, it's whew, it's your military, it's REM. And what's it? The D I forgot what another way, DS something. Bro, we're orchestrating that. We're the ones that are orchestrating it. And another thing, your fusion centers are involved, highly involved as well. We're gonna go into it. Go at Thessalonians. Most of it is technology. Most of it is technology. All right, bear me just a minute. See if we can find it. All right, let's go. This is 2 Thessalonians 2. And jump to verse 9. All right. Check this out. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. So the program is very satanic, this program that brothers get put on. And it's mostly truth speakers, whistleblowers. They're the ones that get put on this program. I'm telling you, the program is a satanic program. That's what it is. And there's a lot of technology involved in it, right? Because if there wasn't, then how would they be able to monitor? They're able to monitor through tech. That's how they're able to monitor you. And it says, check this out, Baba Kishar. Check this out. Check this out. Right? So many different tactics they use. And it depends on your level of targeting. It depends, bro. When it's federal, if you're on federal level of targeting, bro, that's the highest. That means you're very intelligent. I forgot the individual that said it. That means you're very intelligent. You're very smart. When it gets to federal level, that's the highest level of your targeting. Okay, let's go. So it says, even whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. So, what are them signs? It's your technology. Remember, they got a thing called deepfake. Okay? They have a thing called deepfake now, and deepfake is where they can use your face and have someone looking like you, but it's not you. That's deepfake technology, and that's what's being used lately.
That's
right?
so good.
And they can use this against you. They say, well, we have an image of you, and you know they have this technology, right? Your phones, bro, they're weaponized. Your phones, these are all tools. These are military tools. Your phone is a military tool. Your iPhone is a military tool. Your tablet is a military tool. All these are military tools. Your phone, all of that, right? Which can be weaponized at any given time. And it's what most people don't understand. So they're weaponizing these devices. And if you're not careful, they could just put out anything and have people believe in it. Believe in these lies. Because I'm telling you, there's false dossiers being created about you. This is what's going on. This is why sometimes you may go to a certain place, someone's looking on their phone and they're looking at you strange. That's because someone is controlling that. Because data is key, right? Data is key. If you control the data, you can control what people think about that individual. This is highly spiritual. Yeah, there's a spiritual aspect to it as well, but I want to go into the technology side as well, right? We're going to go to the technology side of this as well, okay? So it says power, signs, and lying wonders. That's done through AI, artificial intelligence. You know what? It's artificial because the devil can't be everywhere at once. So he uses AI, artificial intelligence, processing, management, all those things. So what's being processed? You know, your face and all that. Your face is being processed, right? Your face is being processed, right? Your nose is being, your eyes are being processed, right? It's all a configuration. It's the Internet of Things. And this all ties in with the mark of the beast system. And guess what? Yeah, I was put on the metaverse without my permission, right? They even tried, bro. You know the last place where I was living with my parents, bro? They even tried to put them under MK Ultra, right? But the law's gonna fucking destroy them, bro. The law's gonna destroy them, man. Everyone that was involved, they are being destroyed anyway, right? They have people synchronizing with you as well. Yeah, synchronizing. That's through technology. Because they can't control you, and because you have so much influence, they need to have people walk in when you walk in, walk out when you walk out. That's because they're trying to change the paradigm, your paradigm. So this is all being done by technology, whether you know it or not. And bro, I'm giving you the ins and outs. It's very sophisticated, very sophisticated. They've had this for a long time, right? They've had this for a long time. Now, one may say, oh, it's psychics. No, psychics are involved as well because the whole program is satanic. So you have psychics, you have witches, and you have technology. It's all merged. That's what's against you. And it doesn't really help when it doesn't really help when you're using these devices. It doesn't really help the situation. Okay? It doesn't really help that situation. But let's continue. Check this out. And it says, Baba Kishar, working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. So get used to seeing more things. Like, you got to get used to this because it's part of the persecution. Remember, they're trying to scheme. They're trying to set you up. Who's in control? I believe the elites. Then you have your governments. And those that controls the governments controls how the people act. So I say, you follow the money. Follow the money. Right? When it's the governments, and yeah, they're sent, every store you go in, these companies, say Sainsbury's, say if it's a Tesco's, say if it's any type of store, that store, there's firms that are behind these stores, right? Whether it's Infraguard and these type of firms, and these firms are like security firms, and they notify these stores when you come in, right? They notify. This is why a lot of theatre happens when you enter into these stores, because they notify them, right? See, these are a lot of it is private companies, right? And they tell them to do certain things, right? To try to get a reaction or to cause some type of stimuli. You know, even with the sirens, that's kind of died down. The sirens, that's all for you, but you ignore it. It's to cause stimuli, right? Stimuli, right? Within the mind. So there's also a psychological operation going on, right? And what do they call it? They call it, there's another word for it, the Tavistock agenda. This is what they were using. And who ran the Tavistock agenda? It was the CIA and FBI. They were running this. So today, everybody's following a script. Even your news, I've already said that your news is run by your FBI, and that's who it's run by, right? Because they practice and they've learned the arts of manipulation. That's what they've learned, the arts of manipulation. That's why the CIA, what do they do when they go into a particular land? They try to turn people against each other, right? That's a common tactic. They lie, they slander. They try to victimize. That's a CIA tactic. They're hugely a part of this program. They're the ones that are orchestrating it. We're going to bring this out. And lying wonders. So don't believe everything you see on social media, because the devil uses that to his advantage. He can, right? It says lying signs. Yet Satan has power over technology, whether you believe it or not. Yeah. And it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, so those that are moving in deceit, they have that spirit upon them. And they're going to believe what the media says. And another word for media is mediums. So when you see media, what's being pushed out? Medium, sorcery, through TV. And the people that use TV, they used it to brainwash people for manipulation, for mass programming. Because this what it's called, the gang stalking is based on programming as well. Programming. Okay? Okay, it's a neural linguistic programming. That's why they have to do sounds. That's why they have to use sounds, right? That's why they have to use noise campaigns. That's why they have to have people around you speaking concerning you. And it says, because they receive not the love of the truth, so they're going to perish, that they might be saved. For this cause, the Heavenly Father shall send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. But they might be damned who believe not the truth and have pleasure in them. So, the same people that are doing this, guess what? They're believing in delusions as well. The same people that are doing this, they're feeding in to delusions as well. Remember, I want to say this. What's presented before you, most of it, not all, I'm going to tell you, most of it is not real. I keep telling you that. What they're presenting before you is not real, it's fake, it's made up. But they need you to believe it. You know what they want you to be? You're so powerful. They want you to be paranoid. They want you to look over your shoulder. They want you to believe everybody's watching. No, there is people watching you. There's a lot of people. But they want you to believe it's everyone. Because that's a CIA tactic. They don't want you to trust anyone. Because if you don't trust anyone, then you're going to be unfair. And if you fear, and the scripture says, woe unto the unbelievers, the fearful. If you're fearful, you're not going to make it. So this is what they're trying to project. This is why you got to be wise. Now, there is people that are in on it. A lot of people are in on it. But it's not everyone. Okay? It's not everybody. Okay? It's not everyone. Okay? Excuse me. But that's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe it's everyone. That's a CIA tactic. And they've mastered the art of manipulation, divide and conquer. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Yeah, bro. They tried to infiltrate my family. They went to my father, went and told him a load of bullshit. Right? Yeah, they went and done that. They went and put devices. I'm no longer living with my father right now. You know my situation. But they went and done that. They went and put devices in the house as well. Devices in the wall. In the wall. To see what I was doing. Right? This is how sinister these people are. Right? Real sinister. Okay? And it's not because you've done anything. They say, well, we have to investigate him. He's committed some crime. Bro, that's BS. That's a load of rubbish. It's rubbish. So, what justifies him using this technology? They're saying, we need to test what he's doing. We need to see. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because the first thing you do with a criminal, you watch him for at least a year, 2 years, 5 years. Then you make that arrest. But they don't have nothing. They have nothing. So, as they do, they need to create a lie. They need to lie on us. Right? I'm sure a lot of you know about gang stalking now. They say all types of stuff. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He's a robber. He's an extremist. He's a paedophile. Right? He's a robber. He's a cutthroat. They make up all types of lies. Right? And they have the people believing it. And the reason why they do that, because because you have influence. So they need to lie. They need to lie. Because that's what Satan does. Huh? Satan's a liar. Huh? But guess what? Well, I've been watching the news. When you hear things about CIA, FBI, judgment, certain things happening, you just looking, well, what were they doing? Right? Yeah, bro, this is run by government agencies. That's who it's run by. Right? I'm telling you. The scriptures are. That's why you got to be wise when you're doing things. Alright? You got to move wisely. Okay? Let's go. Oh yeah, another thing, be careful as well. We're going to bring the article out. They use lighting systems as well. they use lighting systems. And these lighting systems are big, you know, like stadium lights? And from a window, some of these buildings, right? Like where I am now, there's a building on the left of me. Sometimes they shine this bright stadium light. That's called an LED incapacitator. And this is to induce heart attacks. Yeah, heart attacks, strokes, artificial diseases. So, bro, I know it sounds bad. They're trying to kill you, bro. And your police are involved, bro. This is what they're trying to, bro, this got to be real. Then you got people out here laughing and messing about. But if they actually knew what they were involved in, it's sinister. It's real sinister, right? So they use these things. They use bright lights. They use LED lights. This is what they do. Why? Because they're wicked. That's why. And they're doing the works of their father, Satan, while we're doing the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? So that's a part of this program. The part of the program is to set us up, make us look a certain way to the public. When all we're doing is just teaching the Bible. We're not committing any crimes, and they can't say that, none of that anyway, because what do they see us doing? Just teaching. So if you're teaching most of the time, they can't come up, they can't say anything. It's a lie. And they do things to get our attention as well. Right? It's a CIA program. And they get the common citizens involved. But the only way they can do that, money. Yeah, they give them money, they give them flats, they give them free rent. What else? Free cars. They may give them a woman as well. Yeah, they give you all of that. Basically, it's non-disclosure agreements, basically. Non-disclosure agreements, right? And people sign. That, you know what they done? They sold their soul, right? They've sold their soul. That's basically what it is, right? So now we're going to let the scriptures come back up, but I want to get this article out as well. That's why, brothers, you have to be wise when you're moving out here. You have to use wisdom. They're trying to frame you. They're trying to set you up. They're trying to make you look a certain way. They're trying to make you look like a monster. We're not monsters, right? We're very respectful. You know, we mind our own. We teach the truth. I teach the truth, and I mind my own business. I don't really get involved with people like that. Okay? And you know it's bad when they start using, they use children as well. They use homeless people, they use children, they use disabled people, they use old people. Right? This is what they do. So hold on a minute. You mean to tell me you have private law enforcement and governments that are using children, disabled people, and paying them to do a whole load of madness against other people? This is what's going on. I'm trying to describe it in the best way. They use the ambulance services. Remember, they all get notified. Bro, there's been times where I've been walking, riding. Then you will see a van, like a distribution van, logistic van, and they'll be looking directly at me or looking for me. Like, bro, wherever they get, you know, it's technology. One could say it is spiritual, I do agree. But why would a logistics driver be looking for you? A logistics driver. Logistics. He should be more focused on doing his job. So that's how you know there's a level of technology, bro. It's a CIA program. All right? And you got these unmarked cars. When I'm doing my lessons, you got these unmarked vehicles. And you know, yeah, they're police. And they're MI5. You know? Because you might be threatening their interests or whatever. Or you're speaking things that they don't like. Bear me just a minute. You know? Fucking criminals. But that's how the devil does. Yeah? However it is, you got criminals. How do criminals investigate other criminals? That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Huh? It's madness. It doesn't add up. That's why a lot of you're going to get in trouble, because a lot of you just believe anything you see. They're the first thing you hear. You're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. All right? So now we went to that Baba Kishar. Yeah, be wise. That's why you got to be wise. Go to Matthew 10. Right? Yahweh told us how to move. And yeah, is there certain things I could have done better? 100%, 100%. I would have moved more, moved more stealthily, more wisely. I wouldn't have been so out there. With the videos, no, I would have continued doing the videos, but there's certain things I would have done slightly different. Because remember, people are watching and you're speaking truth. And people don't like truth. A lot of the things you're speaking, you probably think, no, well, I'm just speaking what this. No, bro, it's a big thing that you're speaking. The truth scares people, man. You gotta realize that. Yeah, they put you on some type of list. And how do I know I'm put on a list? Because, bro, I had an old friend that told me, bro, they've put you on some type of terrorist. I had someone that told me they've put you on some type of terrorist list. So I know what's going on. Right? So when you see these tactics, you don't feed into it. Right? They have droves of people, droves of communities coming up against you because they're fucking zombies. Because all our individual needs to say is, well, I'm not doing that. And I've heard a few people say, I'm not doing that. I'm not following someone around. Because anyone that has wisdom, they see, that's rubbish. This guy is just minding his business. And people that are white, they can see that. They can see that. Right? Go to Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now do you see why the Messiah said this? I'm sending you forth as sheep. Sheep are harmless. Well, they're supposed to be harmless. Right? Among wolves. So most of the people around, they're likened unto wolves. So we are in a somewhat vulnerable situation. Sheep are very, very tender, loving animals, but they're also very circumspect of who they're around. Right? Be therefore wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Harmless. So when we conduct ourselves, wisdom, discretion, and don't be telling all these people, because yeah, people also do get sent our way as well to find out stuff and all that. Handlers, right, which are sent by the FBI, right, handlers and so forth, to find out what we're doing and to gain intel on our moves and certain things we're doing as well, right? So this is what happens, right? Excuse me. This is what happens, right? Be wise in your everyday goings, right? And I've had it where you're doing a lesson, right? A car will pull up, the car will pull off, a car will pull in, a car will pull off, and they have the tinted out windows, and sometimes it'd be a red car, sometimes I don't focus on that anymore because that's silly. But this is what they do. That's what they do. And yeah, it is masonry as well. Remember, you did cult members. So you have government and therefore lower level, higher level masons that are all a part of your targeting. Right? That's why the scriptures told us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Right? That's why. But beware of men, key thing, of men, for they will deliver you up. So are you listening? It says deliver you. So why are these things happening? Because it all traces back to the scriptures. They're looking for a counter case. This is, you know what, we want to know what it is. It's counterintelligence. It's counterintelligence. So every time we do a video, right, and you leave, they're monitoring that video every time, right? They're monitoring these videos, right? You have certain people, not everyone, that want to follow you, right, and so forth. That is policing, right? That's called policing. So this is new way of policing the public. So it basically is the NWO. It's already here. And that's what you got going on. And yeah, these people, they're being hit as well by frequencies and all that stuff, they're getting hit with that as well. Same way, right? But it's just, it happens more to the so-called targeted individual. It happens more because they're awake. They can see what's happening. Some of these people don't actually know what's going on. They've just been told to go someplace or step out of their house. They've been told to do that. Bro, I've seen all that. I'm over that now. Oh, would you please step out of the house? They've been told to do that. I would really like to know what are they telling these people? What are they telling them? You know? And these people, they will never really tell you. But I do know there's technology involved in this. There has to be. Because there's no other way they can do this unless there's technology involved. Okay? And I want to let's bring out this article because I don't want to let this lesson go too long. Yeah, bro, it's satanic as well. So it's satanic, there's witchcraft involved, and it's the government that have told people, it's private firms that have told people to do this. Right? And technology. That's how they get your whereabouts. And fusion centers. Which the fusion centers, who checks on them? Nobody checks on them. Right? Example of a fusion center, right? Someone in the center, they have TVs, monitors, cameras. So if you cross the road, say if you cross the traffic lights, you're seen crossing them traffic lights. They work hand in hand with the fusion centers. Say if you go to a particular town, they have cameras. Fusion center, they see all these things, right? In certain buildings, they're able to monitor, right? And they're able to hit you with certain frequencies. This is how certain people get killed. Then people ask, well, what was the cause of death? Oh, we don't know. We don't know. Bro, it's organized crime. But then you got these imbeciles that get involved and talk shit and run their mouths. Some of them knowing what they're doing, some of them don't know. And yeah, you can trace it back to the police because it's a military program, right? With contractors involved today. I believe there was contractors. When I woke up, there was contractors outside slamming doors. See, why do they slam doors? That's an act of provocation. You got to look at the tactics. So you have people being taught FBI tactics and how to harass people. Constantly sniff, cough, spit. These are things. So they're trying to get a reaction, right? Because they know about repetition. And this is why I said, this is why you have people that shoot up buildings, schools, crash cars, and violence. Right? Because if there was no violence, then these organizations wouldn't get no funding. But they create these people. And a lot of these people that you see that do monitor you, a lot of them are under MK Ultra, so don't take it too personally. A lot of these people that you do see are under MK Ultra. Right? Police follow orders. Hold on. So let's go to this Baba Kashar. Police follow orders under military-led organization. So if you can't even really blame the police per se, they're following military orders because who's over the police? The police is an offshoot of the military, right? The FBI is higher than the police, right? Then you have the military. So the military tell the FBI what to do. The FBI tell the police what to do, and so forth. All right. Major components of organization, community-based agents. So, you know the people that are walking around, right? Not all, but most of them. They're known as community-based agents. So, in my days growing up, that wasn't cool at all. Right now, in the scriptures, yeah, we burn out wickedness. But when I was growing up, it wasn't cool to be a flipping snitch, to be a rat. Even in the mafia, even in the Italian, it wasn't cool to be a rat, a snitch for the government. But now this is the new thing. It's the in thing now. You working with the feds, it's like an in thing. Bro, you don't, no matter what situation, what happens in the street stays in the, you don't talk to police. That's how I was raised. Right? There's a reason why they have that job, because they're paid to solve crimes. We don't deal with that. That's their duty. To solve crimes, that's not our duty. And it says delivering. Hold on, check this out. And they also work with something called Electric Corps EC. So electric courts would be so-called people that deal with electrics and certain private companies. All right, bro. I'm gonna try not to swear, bro. This is wicked, bro. And you wonder why you're getting shocked. People die on this. Some, not all, some die. All right. And it says electric corps, EC, electric operators. So you have operators. Who do you think, bro? Who do you think's running? Right? You know the pulses, what they call it, EG attacks, and who do you think's running that? Who do you think's running that? Huh? Bro, they're operators, bro. They're operators. You know about the railway track? These are the people that are involved as well. They have a lot to do with it. Your railway track systems, yeah. They're the operators. They're the ones that run your 5G. They're the ones that run your 5G networks. Big flipping companies. This is what they don't want you to know. Big companies. I'm not going to mention all the names. Big companies. There's money in this. All right? Big money. All right? What do you think? BT. All these are, bro, there's money in it. He put up the 5G towers because they put up the 5G towers to control people and to cause artificial diseases and harm. So they can induce mental illness, but it was induced. The person wasn't actually mentally ill. That was induced. And I know because they've used this technology on me and they're still doing it to this day. This thing's going to get exposed. I don't give a shit. This thing's getting exposed. All right? And when you're sleeping, they want to hit you with signals. Bro, you know how harmful that is to your body, bro? And they want to induce heart attacks. All right? And they can do that if they've linked you up to a grid, they can do that. All right? We're going to go to it, Baba Kishar. Check this out. And it says, all right, mate? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. Control centers, right? Electric magnetic fields, control centers on site, supervisor, right? So they also have on-site supervisors as well. These are the people that are monitoring. See, these are part of the control centers, on-site supervisors. These are the ones that collect data. And you have another thing called Stingray trucks. So these Stingray trucks, they look like normal vans. These vans are parked outside buildings. And you know when you're on the internet, they're able to hack into data and so forth. Oh yeah. These are trucks. Sometimes some of them are blue, some of them are vans. They try to park up and they get sick. Bro, this is... See, this is why you study your enemy. You don't get it, but you study your enemy. And it says, Baba Kishar, psychologists, psychiatrists, so all these people are involved in your targeting, bro. Yeah, you even have high-level psychiatrists and psychologists, you know? Certain things that are being done to you. Psychologists, people that have studied you, they've been told to do these particular things to you. So, bro, you got to count it as, bro, a blessing. You're very, very... It's not... Yeah, it's bad what's happening, but you got to see it as a blessing. You're very gifted. All right? And it says, Baba Kishar, and advanced communication systems. Advanced. They call it supercomputers. Right? Every contractor has them. These contractors, they have these supercomputers. It's called quantum computers. These quantum computers, what they do is they basically they link up. They get a link of your bioresonance. And once they get that bioresonance, they can get you in real time. This is how heart attacks are induced. In order for them to do that, they would need to get your bioresonance of your mind, because our bodies are electric. So they can get it of your mind or your heart. Okay? And they link it up. This is how they're able to find you as well. And let other people know what you're doing. Through bioresonance. Look up that bioresonance. That's how they're able to do it. Right? In real time. Bioresonance. That's what it's called. bioresonance. All right? Yeah, it's sophisticated. Even fingerprints, you're on your phone, fingerprints, they could take all of that. Processing, bioresonance, right? And they link that to that quantum computer, and this is how they can induce pain to your body. Bro, like that movie The Matrix. They can unplug you. They can unplug you. This is how it's done. Right? You forget how have I got pain in my left arm? Because they've linked up your bioresonance. And yeah, who's involved? Contractors, military, and police. And they all work hand in hand with these fusion centers. It's called dirty law enforcement. That's what it's called. And this is how they're able to manipulate people's conscience as well. It's an MK Ultra program. That's what it is. And it says, Baba Kushar, the elements of secret service, gang stalking, operations, Baba Kushar, check this out. Surveillance is foundations of all operators, field operators, people, computer program predicts. So I've already said this. You know, when I go to certain places, certain people, they already know because it's computer predicting programming, right? That's the algorithm. The algorithm takes a note of particular places you've been. And this is why people say, this is why some people have a smile on their face. Because, yeah, we know where he's going. That's all done through computer. Right? Predicts whereabouts. Sabotages to let target know they are completely helpless to stop harassment. So that's what, remember, they want you to know that the moment, you know, when you wasn't paying attention to it, they would don't feed into it. Remember, it does exist, but it doesn't. It does exist, but it don't exist. You got to treat it like it doesn't exist. Because that's what the FBI need to do. They need to draw you out. You ignore it. It doesn't exist. Okay? Them things don't exist there. Right? Excuse me. But it's an operation. It's a psychological operation. Right? That's what it is. Okay? That's being used on the masses. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. Incentives are offered to neighbors. So this is how they get people involved. By offering incentives. Alright? And it says, Baba Kishar, incentives are offered. Right? To neighbors. Okay? Friends and family. Bro, they get anyone involved. Anyone they can get involved, they get involved. If they can get your neighbors involved, they get them involved. Friends involved, friends. Bro, I've had family members that have been a part of this, man. I don't want to go too much. When I'm home, they have family members synchronizing with you. They have them do that. They have certain family members synchronizing with you. Right? Bro, a lot of it is conducted by technology, even though it is spiritual itself. The roots of it is spiritual. Okay? And the people, and I got news for you. It's a Nazi program, by the way. Type in Dagger program. It's a Nazi program. These are people that hate niggers. So excuse me, they hate niggers. It's a Nazi program. Right? A Nazi scientist program. Right? And it says Baba Kishar. Okay. So it's a group of white boys. Well, they're not really white boys that have a problem, right? Okay. And they put you on the program. Now, anyone can put you on the program, but it's a Nazi program. They call it Stasi. It started in East Germany. So when you see the tactics these people use, that's what tactics they're using. It's about ridiculing you. It's about bringing you down, destroying you. Now do you see why I don't have too much people around me? I can't. It's not that I can't have too much people around me, especially when you're on this program. Because more people, they're lacking integrity. The scripture said this would happen in these last days. Right? And it says, Baba Kishar, community members to cooperate. It basically is a psyops. So that's what we're doing. Remember, all the world, the whole earth's being targeted by Satan, but the people that can see, they're more heavily targeted. The reason why you were put on this, I believe, because you're speaking truth and you can see. That's why. Right? Psyops are perceived threats, right, to state interest. So the reason why a lot of you brothers and sisters were put on this, because you were perceived as a potential threat to someone's interests, right? And you're known as a dissident. So somebody probably said you're a dissident. A dissident is someone is that they're like radicals, right, within the body. Remember, if you're not a part of the system, you're seen as just a dissident, right? Terrorists, asymmetrical threats, irregular threats. So here it is now. You have society and government seeing you as a threat, right? And so forth, right? But these are the same people that go into other people's countries and cause havoc, right? You see the hypocrisy. So much hypocrisy, right? But we're seen as a threat. Too much hypocrisy, man, on this. Too much, right? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. We're going to shut off soon. Insurgents, they see us as insurgents, right? But hold on, but who funds these insurgents across the world? FBI, your Boko Haram in Nigeria. Who funds that? Is it Nigerians don't fund that? Who funds ISIS? Israel Central Intelligence Services. Who runs that? Who runs that? Who runs Al Qaeda? Who runs that? It's a fact that your government funds them. Who funds the Wahhabis, which are bombing up Yemen? Who fund? It's your own government, so don't use private funding, right? Come on. And it says, and who tried to persuade the populace to, accept political change, right? Political change, right? So they don't want people speaking up against this. They don't want them. You're seen as a radical or, militant. I don't really see myself as militant. I don't see myself like that. Bro, I just teach the Bible. But they saw you as a threat. That's why someone put you on this program. Someone put you on this program. Because they feared you. Okay? And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. And that's why the scriptures, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Scriptures clearly say that when they were asking Messiah, should we give tribute to Caesar? What did Yahushua say? Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Right? Should we pay? Yeah. Render unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and render unto the Heavenly Father what belongs to the Heavenly Father. They were trying to get Yahushua to speak against the Roman Empire so they could cause a riot and blame Yahushua. Use him as some type of scapegoat. That's why you got to be wise. Yeah, I always say you pay your taxes. You do certain things that the government tell you to do. You do it. You do it. Right? Because we are still under Roman rule, Roman occupation. You pay your taxes. You pay your bills. You stop at the red light. Right? Okay. And it says, these are groups of individuals not under government control. Whew. Are you listening? These are groups of individuals that are not under government control. This is why, the reason why they done this, because you piss them off, because you're not easily manipulated and you see through the lies of mass media. And who sets up mass media? Is CIA. Remember, it's a script. All right? And it says, Baba Kishar, and they want you to play along with the scripts. Right? They're not under control against established leadership, right? Will be targeted because of an action they might take in the future. So that's what the government say. Well, we got to put him on a risk assessment. Put him on a risk assessment because he might be a risk to public. And it says infrasounds. Now we're gonna get into the technology side of it as well. What they use. Okay. Now we're gonna get into that. right? Now, there's something called infrasounds. Is 100 to 140 decibels, can cause effects biologically, right? Guard yourself, guard your mind. Can cause liquidly bowels as well. So, bro, it depends what level of targeting you're on. It can be very serious. If it's federal level, it can be very, 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 very serious. Okay. And destroy your organs, because there's also trafficking that's involved. See, they're not even telling you. So hold on, hold on. They're supposed to act like you're a criminal, but this is what they're doing. It liquidates your bowels and destroys organs. Some of this technology. So if they can destroy your organs, they can sell that on the market. Why? Because that's part of trafficking. So this is it doesn't get any worse than this. Right? V2K, you've heard about all this. It's called voice to skull, where they try to embed voices into your mind. Well, this is what they're doing. Okay. It's you, and guess what? Guess why this is done? It's used to stop you from functioning in society. Right? That's why they do these things. Right? To get you to stop functioning within society. Okay. They don't want you to function. Here it is. You may be in bed for 9, 10 o'clock because they're hitting you with frequencies. They want to make you lazy. Right? Bear me just a minute. Other page now. Bear me just a minute. We're going to go to the other page. But I want to let the scriptures come out as well. Then we shut off. Let these scriptures come out as well. Bear me just a minute. Oh, man. It's a horrible program. Let's go to Psalms 37. Bear me just a minute. So this is Psalms 37. It says, fret not thyself because of evil doers. So we're not supposed to be threatened by what we see. Even though I'm bringing this out, don't fret over it. Neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. So we're not supposed to be envious again at the workers of iniquity, those that are working iniquity. These government agencies and so forth. We're not supposed to be envious at that at all. Right? Now, we speak about it, but we're not envious because we know what's going to happen to the wicked. So now let's bring this out. Excuse me. Let's go. And it says, Baba Kishar, check this out. And it says, SAYAX. It's an audio visual, consists of agents of action who would deliver messages to target via audience. So there's an audience as well who will follow a set of guidelines. So keep this in mind as well. You know, when you're around certain people, your perception is so high. Remember, it's what's being presented before you. It's not real. The laughing, the fake jokes, they're going to say things. They're told to say these things. All right? Who follow a set of guidelines, which is a script. So you got people here, they're following a script. That's not, bro, that's not reality. And it says, who follow a set of guidelines while acting through. So, have you ever, I'm sure you notice it by now, you go to a certain place and sometimes people are silent, sometimes they're told to keep silent. This is all a psychological operation, right? Sometimes they're told to speak. Sometimes it's a psychological operation. Okay. And it says, Baba Kishar, through the utilizing of messages transmitted, same with movies. So they're transmitting messages to other people, right? Hence term surveillance role player. So you got people that are playing roles. A script. And the goal is to modify behavior by destroying their will. Whew. So what's going on? They're trying to modify how you think every single day. And it says, Baba Kishar, and they try to demoralize your character, attention, erosion of will. So they're trying to erode your will because you have such a strong will. They're trying to erode that will. Okay? To make you feel hopeless, like you can do nothing. No, there's plenty you can do. Okay? And it says Babakisha, to make you feel hopeless. Themes are used to transmit painful stimuli, also called triggers. So it's all based on triggering you. Triggering. That's why they use the noise, the talk. It's all about triggering you, your emotions. Also called triggers. Neuro-linguistic program do destroy facilities, bright lights. Yeah, they use bright lights, they use acoustics, used to threaten, intimidate, discredit, silence. In addition to security contractors are being hired as military thugs to gang stalk, psycho-sadistic techniques. The point of the program is maximum psychological effect and to leave minimal evidence. In other words, to destroy you by any means necessary. By any means necessary. And they get people involved. Alright? A Soviet engineer who built RF mine interference machine on Soviet schematics. The machine successfully transmitted images into CNN reporters' mine engineering. Ren said, check this out. Scale up. Alright? Machine to use whole town, causing them to do things against their own will and better judgment. This is basically the program, the gang stalking program revealed. So you really want to know who's running it? Real elitists, then you have governments and military. The military are the ones that are orchestrating it, and the FBI, right? Then you have Masons on the ground level. So Lord willing, this was edifying. John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Shalom.